In this video, we are going to learn about the working of heart and the circulation of blood. So let me clear to you that the working of heart is related with your heart and vessels, and circulation of blood is related to your body. But these two topics are really very interconnecting with each other. So before understanding this paragraph and understanding this diagram, let me explain you the basic mechanism with the help of a simple diagram so that you will understand all the things, right? Suppose the box with which I am drawing with the blue color is your heart. You know that our heart has how many chambers? Four chambers. This is right auricle, this is right ventricle, this is left auricle, and this one is left ventricle. The thing which I am drawing with the light blue color is our, suppose, tissues, right? The thing which I'll draw with a pink color, you suppose these are the lungs, right? So now what will happen? You know, our tissues need oxygen, right? To get energy, to oxidize the complex molecules, to synthesize ATP, and this oxygen is provided to them with the help of blood, right? And this blood is pumped by our heart. So what happens? Suppose in these tissues the oxygen has been utilized. As we know, if the oxygen has been utilized, then that blood will be known with the name of deoxygenated blood, right? Suppose in this diagram, I will draw the deoxygenated blood with the blue color and oxygenated blood with the red color. So what happens? First of all, the blood from the tissues are sent to the right auricle. Then this blood stream, then this all blood is collected in the right auricle. Then from right auricle, this blood goes to right ventricle. From this right ventricle, the blood goes for the oxygenation to the lungs. Here oxygenation happens in the lungs. Now oxygenation is done. Then the blood is known as oxygenated blood. So the blood is sent from the lungs to right left auricle, right? From this left auricle, the blood is sent to this left ventricle. From this left ventricle, the blood is pumped to all the tissues. This is the basic mechanism and the flow of blood. Now the thing is this, we have to learn the name of the major vessels involved in this process. So the vessels which is carrying the blood from the tissues to right auricle. You know, I have marked it with the yellow color, highlighted it. So this one is known with the name of vena cava. And we have two vena cava, superior and inferior. Superior vena cava will drain the blood from upper side of the body, and inferior vena cava will drain blood from the inferior side of the body, from the lower limbs, abdomen part, right? And the vessel which is taking blood from right ventricle to lungs is known with the name of pulmonary artery. Note that the vessel is carrying deoxygenated blood, still it has the name of artery, right? Now the vessel which is bringing the blood from lungs to left auricle, it is pulmonary vein, right? And from left ventricle to the tissues, that is aorta or dorsal aorta. But aorta is sufficient. Now let us understand this diagram. See, this is right auricle, this is left auricle, this is right ventricle, this one left ventricle. The blood is passing from tissues in this direction to right auricle, then right ventricle. Then it passes to the lungs for oxygenation. Then the blood is sent to the left auricle, then to left ventricle. Then it is supplied to the whole body. Now let's understand. First of all, as we have seen in this diagram that the blood was received by right auricle, right? So it is written here that the right atrium receives deoxygenated blood. Because why deoxygenated blood? The tissue has already utilized the oxygen in the blood from various parts of the body by two larger veins, that is vena cava, anterior vena cava and posterior vena cava. Actually, anterior vena cava and posterior vena cava are the other names of superior vena cava and inferior vena cava, right? The left atrium receives oxygenated blood from lungs by two pairs of pulmonary veins. As you can see here that the blood was received by left auricle with the help of pulmonary vein, and we have four pulmonary veins. Therefore, it is written here that two pairs of pulmonary veins. Now, both the atria contract at the same time and their cuspid walls open up. When the auricle portion will contract, suppose I am highlighting it with the blue color, the contraction will allow the blood to pass from right auricle to right ventricle and left auricle to left ventricle. Here the cuspid walls are there. We know bicuspid and tricuspid one. So these cusp, or you can say these walls, will open and allow the blood to flow. Therefore, it is written here that the blood from left atrium comes into the left ventricle and from right atrium into the right ventricle. Now what happens? The contraction has been done. Now both the atria relax and ventricles contract. Why these ventricles contract? Suppose I am highlighting it with the pink color. Why ventricle? Because this ventricle, right ventricle and also the left one ventricle. So these both ventricles are involved in pushing the blood. Right ventricle will push the blood through pulmonary artery to the lungs, and left ventricle will push the blood to the tissues through the aorta. And in this process, which walls will open? Semilunar walls will open. So the cuspid walls are slam shut to prevent the backflow, and semilunar walls open up. Now comes that the oxygenated blood from the left ventricle is pumped into the aorta. As you can see here that from left ventricle the blood goes to the aorta and is distributed to all the body parts by the arteries. The deoxygenated blood from right ventricle is pumped into the pulmonary aorta and is transported to the lungs by pulmonary arteries for oxygenation. As you can see in this diagram also that right ventricle was pushing the blood through the pulmonary artery to the lungs. I hope the topic is clear to you. Thank you.